Yo, what's up, guys? It's the 8-bit Blackstock back playing the remainder, Act 1. It's very trippy so far. So, once again, I find myself before the journal, because in the last one, we went into this, like, I don't know what it is, some other dimension or something. I don't know. Apprehensive, scratching my chin. It's also bewildering. What should I do? What did ER say? Round, gate, black powder, mantra? Alright, journal, give me a spell with those things, please. I lift the cover, and it almost turns over by itself. Pages rustle softly as my fingers brush against them. It's strangely soothing. What if I don't find it? What if I don't understand it when I do find it? Shut up! But what if I... 1, 2, 3, 4... What if 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... What? 57, 58. The rustling stops. I look down. A 2-page spread comes into focus. A stain lurks in the groove between the pages. The left side of the spread lists a few components for a ritual. A black salt sigil with the diameter of 5/3 measures the length of your body. A voice whispers. Freshly spilled waters to fuel the reaction. Your blood, it whispers again. Oh. An illegible word follows. I squint. A drop? A dash? A pint? Surely not. That would be suicidal. I make a mental note to ask ER and move on to the last item. A mantra for unifying the forces. A mantra for unifying the forces to be chanted 30 times. What an odd number. A drawing darkens the right side spread. I turn to examine it, but my eyes can find no focus. The lines fray into overlapping spider silk. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I turn to examine why the lines fray into overlapping spider silk. Strange. I lean in closer for a better look. My bowels turn cold. My eyes are enticed. Closer and closer. Childlike figures, some missing heads, others missing limbs, each incomplete, maimed, interlocking in anatomically impossible ways, forming a ring. One has an arm growing from a neck, another's legs branch apart, spider-like. What are you? I whispered, almost touching the page. Fascinating. I lean in closer. The black mass at the center looms in lines, undulate. Its lines undulate like ripples on the sea on a moonless night. There's some movement under the surface. What are you? I shiver in excitement, eyes itching, unable to blink. A round protrusion at the very center of the inky blackness wiggles. There's a crescent slit running from left to right. It opens. Teeth. I put near to it. A faint warmth streams out from it with a hiss. There's a rhythm, a cadence to it. Are they words? My heart pounds. I struggle to make out syllables. Not savvy. Sorry. Sorry for what? I don't understand. I could never say it before. I half whispered it in sight. It hardly matters now. Whether I say the words or not. Oh, whether I say the words or not eats you. Whether I say the words or not eats you. You linger. You are the silence. A lump forms in my throat. The walls close in. A weight processes on my chest. Numb. I can't breathe. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you to hear me. Why? Why are you saying these things? I try to pull away. My body as heavy joints creak. Dismember, howl, we lie. Destiny, fate, glory, immortality, all lies. No, now. Or no, now. Pleads, free me, please. Heavier and heavier, squeezing the breath from me. I need to get away. There's a dull, distant pain. ER's pain. I am not heartless, you know. No more. I will hear no more. The pain, I turn my heart to it, a spark of heat in the cold. My hand comes into focus. Who gave you the right to impossibility? I drive the wrist into the wood. The spark inflames, the heat spreads, the sense of a body returns. Fighting with every drip of strength, I slam the book shut with a resounding thud. The whispering abruptly abates. I double over, gasping for air. Pat, 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 as the sweat deserts my chin. What in the great abyss? I drop onto the floor unceremoniously, head resting against the drawers. That voice, there's something about it, but I'm not sure what. Was that part of a spell? A message left by someone? I touch the chilling numbness lingering on my chest, waiting for my heart to steady. This place is getting to me. Every step I take forward, something jumps out and bites me. I squeeze my wrist, shaking my head. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I should go to ER. They might know about what I just found. I look at my hands, a little see-through, and not a moment too soon. I make my way back, keeping a wary eye on passing debris, letting out a sigh of relief as an expectant ER finally comes into view. How was it? They come towards me. Horrible as usually, I swallow, or as usual. But I think I found what you're looking for. A ritual that involves a circular sigil. Sigil made of black salt, I think it said. Has to be large, 5/3 measures or something. ER's eyes light up. A ghost of a smirk rises, then falls from their lips, their voice low. Go on. It also asks for blood and a mantra. I only saw a little. The sigil, the mouth whispering, cold, I shiver. ER steps forward. Excitement evident in their voice. What about the sigil? Can you reproduce it? Did you procure the black salt? Damn, dude, I'm just... God. Man, I got a BMX, a bike, because I want to start getting more healthy and in shape and stuff. My dad has a little heart problem, so I'm just trying to get in shape. And I went for my first ride, probably my first bike ride in years, and oh my god, I died. It was funny. The sigil, it said things to me. What was it? I try to recall, but each attempt to think brings a wave of pressure and cold in my head. I grasp ER's elbows, eyelids squeeze tight, swaying, choking. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, guys, I had someone coming to pick something up. Alright, anyway, they grabbed me by the arms, demanding... Did I run over my cord? No. Demanding, well, what's the mantra? How many words? What language? Did you memorize it? Oh my god, dude, chill. I don't like it. It feels wrong. What about the blood? What kind? How much? It feels wrong, I hear my voice reverberate. Hands balling into fists, I meet ER's stunned gaze. And back out of their grip, the ritual. What if you are wrong about it? Echoes of melancholy and venom resound in my ears. My hand moves to stroke the cold numbness in my chest. The things it said to me, I don't understand it exactly, but it could not be right. It just couldn't. ER's jaws clenched tight. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. ER's jaws clenched tight, vibrating with tension. Explain from the beginning. Alright, the list of ingredients seemed to fit, but the sigil, it spoke to me. It said, if the ingredients are right, then that's the ritual. Who cares? Do you know... If the ingredients are right, then that's the ritual. Do you know how it is like me? Do you know how it is like... Do you know how it is like for me? Oh, okay. Who cares? How can you be so heartless? Do you know what it is like for me out there? What's it like exactly? Last time my body melted before my eyes. This time my book whispered things to me that made my blood run cold. Oh my god, that's trippy. Who knows what it'll be next? I'm afraid to do anything. I feel like a fish in a cooking pot, dead, and just don't know it yet. ER blinks, then chuckles. Is this funny to you? Well, yes, but only because I didn't expect to hear exactly how I felt for the longest time from someone else's mouth. ER's face takes on a peculiar expression. They stare into the distance. You felt that? They simply nod, grimace and grin colliding together. I suppose I hadn't really considered how ER's been dealing with a beast devourer. That bad, huh? I whisper. I'm used to it. Used to it? How can anyone ever get used to something like that? Their gloom dissipates a little. You can get used to anything, almost anything. I don't know if I want to get used to this. Well, you could always go mad, and their grins back. So what did the book say to you? A little relieved, I recollect the words. A weight presses on my chest as soon as I do. Loneliness, remorse, something I cannot describe. I drive a knuckle into the cold spot below my throat. I thought surely nothing could be worse than turning into jelly, but this place is just full of surprises. AER finishes my sentence. The worst kind. I thought I might discover some fantastic magic like flying or conjuring fire out of my hands, or cakes out of thin air. But no, just the ability to turn into slime, or feel the most painful sorrow I can imagine. ER looks at me most disapprovingly. By the depth, I thought you'd be more ambitious than that, and please never conjure cakes, they're much better when baked. They pause at that, looking perplexed a touch. Wait, so those spells exist? Mere child's play, and that's not my point. Wow, that just makes it stranger. Makes what stranger? If there are such useful spells, then why did I write such dreadful ones in my book? Was I one of those unsavory types? That's it, ER's outburst startled me. What's it? That's it. I shoot a quizzical look at them. What is it? For a few breaths, ER stands stiff. There, only movement, the wandering of eyes to and fro, remembering, pondering. Finally, they look to a beast Devara. You must have found the right spell, don't you see? I'm at a loss for words. There's nothing wrong with the spell. You're struggling to understand it simply because you don't remember magic. It's always been dangerous to anyone whose will is not trained, and your will is completely untrained at the moment. You need to rub it in, I say under my breath. No need to rub it in, but it doesn't matter now, you see. We're trying to find the spell that invited the Abyssal Gate, correct? Right. So if it follows, the spell would share characteristics with the Abyss itself, and the Abyss is... Their gaze drops as they speak, seeming to lose its luster. A cursed place. The poor sods that end up there, well, they don't ever perish. Every day they forget a piece of them that had joy or warmth or hope. But the things that haunt them, the mistakes, the pain, the regret, the despair, they never fade until one day that's all they know, all they are. ER's head lolls, head shrouded in shadow, lost to me. For a while we stand in silence. Hopeless, heartless, despair, I whisper to myself. Finally, they shuffle over to the couch and drop into it, let out a long sigh, then a dry chuckle. Do you get it now? What you're enduring here is not even a fraction of what we'll have to suffer if we failed to shut that blasted gate. I wish that you didn't have to go through more of this, but it's only a little longer. If you put it that way, I'll try one more time. You should have a rest. Give your heart time to stabilize, but not too long. ER pats the cushion next to them. I could use a few moments and some answers, I say, sitting next to them. Why did I have a feeling you'd say that? They put a hand on their temple. If I don't ask this, I doubt I could easily rest. Alright then, looks like I have no choice. Go ahead. Oh my god, what kind of person was I? I rest my face on my hand and ask, what kind of person was I? Opinions deferred. Whose opinions, and how exactly did they differ? Many magi considered you a master scholar, while as many think you an insufferable snob. The undyed, no doubt, considered you extremely eccentric, but they considered all magi a bit wonky. Are they right? What did you think of me? Wouldn't you like to know? ER grins deviously. I would, that's why I'm asking, I reply with a straight face. You want the truth? Why would I want anything else? Because sometimes anything else would be easier to hear. I can take it. Alright, you were a master scholar, and a snob, and very eccentric, but you were also an artist, a lost child, a genius, and a fool, and likely more than that. Wow, you asked for it. I'm not sure how to digest that. After Abyss Devara is dealt with, would be my suggestion. A moment of silence descends upon us, scrolls rustle as they glide us by. I hear that rumbling reminder. Time for me to go. Wipe your back at the desk. When I looked again, ER had already disappeared. One day I want to do that to them, I mutter. I move toward the desk once more. Oh, Snapple. Alright, I'm back at the desk. Again, I find myself back in front of the desk, working up the nerves to open the journal. Whatever danger lies within, I must know about the rest of this ritual if I want to live the rest of this ritual, but perhaps not a frontal attack like before. Peeling open only a gap between pages, spying the number on the corner, I then open directly to the pages after where I left off. The fool rushes into battle, the wise divide and conquer. No drawing here, I loosen a painfully tight grip and only a page of mantra verses. Even so, I read my right hand to close the book in case. My left hand glides over to the words. At first I don't understand them at all, but I stay as relaxed as I can and keep my eyes on them, waiting. A rhythm gradually takes shape in my breathing. First, just a faint rasping, then a low mutter. Is my mouth moving to the letters on its own? Dreadful familiarity, meaning scratches at my scalp, but when I turn my attention to them, they disperse like skittering shadows at the edge of torchlight. That's so cool. So I relax again and just breathe, and they come back. I don't chase them and simply read. As I read one line after another, a chill spreads into my fingers. A feeling like icy water drips onto the back of my neck. The room begins a slow dervish about me. A voice, it's definitely a voice. They're singing something over and over. Dilly, dilly, dilly. They know my name. How do they know my name? So cold, my breathing stutters. Dilly, dilly. The tune takes a down tune. Tiny needles of cold jab me all over. I hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you. Why? What did I ever do? The page flutters in my shaky hands. Had to have the last say, didn't you? To leave me again, without room to retort, without time to respond. What are you talking about? The singing drops to a haunting whistling. I hold my breath to listen, words on the edge of recognition. But you would whistle those tones. They would make you smile. I let you have those. Quieter and quieter, I press my ear onto the page. Chill radiates from it. It cannot be. How could it be? How was I to know? Where would I start? I would have had to say it countless times. Say what? A shrill tone like a kettle boiling in the distance. It peaks, glides down, then shatters into a scream that splits the night in two. The sorrow of it, my heart breaks, hairs stand, tears stream. I'm sorry. There, I said it. I'm sorry. Sorry. I can't stop the tears. Please stop. Please save me from... Please stop. Please. Someone is screaming, pleading. Is that my voice? What's wrong with you? Why can't you get yourself together for once? No, I will not give up at the first sign of difficulty this time. I find the spot where I stopped with a shaking hand and try to read it again. Something under my finger pulls my attention away from the voice, then it happens again, more insistent. I pause, wondering what it could be. There's a silence within me, the voice is lulled. When I turn the page over, a laugh escapes me. I stifle it with a hand. A folded paper bird is tucked within the groove. Embrace it. Holding it up for closer inspection, my eyes brighten and my heart feels for the first time since waking a glow. Its body is terrile, the blue of hopeful melancholy. Its neck, a delicate swoop. Its wings reach upward, ready to take flight. So delicate, innocent, soft as soft can be between the world and me. Are you mine too? Do you know my story? Can you tell me who I am? Does its head bow just now? You were important to me, weren't you? I have the feeling that I'm forgetting something, but what was it? As my hand moves over the bird's tail, a dull pink spot glows under my finger's touch. Gasp. I stroke it again and the glow answers. A tingling of excitement washes over my scalp. I bring it closer. Breath quickening, eyes squinting. Lines and patterns emerge, swoops, circles, words. Eyes wide and hands jittering. I trace along the bird's every groove and edge. Heart concentrated on the tips of my fingers. Twisting here, pulling there. A corner under the right wing slides out of its nook and the bird transforms into a letter. You know, normally I would cheer you up by making a joke or baking a cake, but I can't bring myself to do it this time. You failed once in a few dozen experiments, whereas the rest of us succeed once in as many tries. Besides, what are Magi's careers built upon but a bedrock of failures? If you're still sulking, maybe this will lighten your mood. Ever yours, ER. P.S. I lied. Lemony crumbles are in the kitchen. I look up ER, so they can be quite sweet. What are they different now? Is it because I am so different? No, it's probably because of Abyss Devada! I nod. You are taking the blame for this, Abyss Devada. Noticing the symbol, I move my finger towards a curious, hesitating memory of the stain journal page still lingering. Oh, that's strange. The electricity is moving through me. My arm, now my shoulder, my head. What is... Oh! A cool silence fills me. Vast space opens up within, pushing away the heat of the room. Spots of light in front of me swell and shimmer, joining together into larger pools, drowning out the lines, easing away edges and shapes until light is all I see. In lightness I float, breath coming through an opening atop my head miles wide, filling a breast that's miles deep. I am this lumine space. Colored spots dance in front of me, emerald, the green of dreams, a garden. Leaves rustle, cicadas sing, the grass is cool against my back, a soft breeze brushing my hair, the air shimmies with muffled words from someone and snorting laughter from me. I look up, a face resolves into clarity, it spreads into a raucous laughter. ER? I try to say something but realize that I can only watch. ER is sprawled on their back, one arm a folded cushion for their head. I'm lounging next to them, enjoying the cool shade of the tree on a sweltering summer's day. Dilly. A sing-song voice calls me. Heat on my wrist, fingers traveling across the back of my hand, their eyes peers out from under lush eyelashes. A coy smile pulling the corner of their lips, revealing a dimple. I know what you're thinking. Don't. Well, what? I was not thinking, I retort, playfully pulling my arm free. ER rolls over with a grunt and lazily sneaks their hand to the side of my neck. The heat of their skin and the toast air combined is unbearable. Oh, stop that. You are cheating. Memory me wriggles pointlessly. My head feels pleasantly fuzzy. Was this how close we were? I'm saving your life is what I'm doing. But I start to protest. No. Their thumb starts tracing circles on my throat. Slow, excruciating circles. We had a deal. The rest of the day off. I hear myself mumble a vague agreement. Their hands pull away, leaving equally excruciating absence. Thanks, Laura. I couldn't have kept that up if I wanted to, they say, collapsing back onto the grass, sighing theatrically. I'm saving your life is what. Oh. Light, bloom, shapes melt together, voice fade. Who did this? That's not how you structure a narrative. It needs an introduction, a middle, and a conclusion. That was. I don't even know what that was. And how is it supposed to cheer me up? I'm more miserable than ever now. This gives Abbas Devara a run for his money. The negligence, too, omitting information like this. ER will hear of this. Oh, they will hear of this. I fold the paper curtly several times over until it's almost a block. Clench it in my fist and stomp back towards ER, teeth gnashing. You lied to me. A face of horror. Anything to say for yourself? Stare. It's not. Unable to contain myself, I throw the letter at them. How do you explain that? ER flinches a little. The tightly folded letter bounces off their chest, lands in their limp, open hands. They look down very slowly. Don't me, look at it. Yes, they say, unfolding the paper. I tap my foot rapidly on the floor, arms crossed, waiting. ER's brows reach new heights yet again. The corner of their mouth twitches sporadically. They look up, perplexed, touch the symbol. They look down, hand moving. I roll my eyes, more waiting. Well? They cover their mouth with both hands and make a strange noise. My turn to raise eyebrows. What are you doing? Their eyes seem to want to say things, but they keep making that strangling noise and shuddering slightly. Now I don't know how I am feeling about this. At least they loosen their posture and raise their hand apologetically at me. I know, I'm sorry, I'll explain, I will, but not right now. Something is happening with the beast Devara, I have to go. What? Wait, come... And they're gone. I stomp my foot. I don't know what that was, but this is not over. Not over, comes an echo. A beast Devara buzzes. I glare at it. Not a word out of you. Still agitated, I pace around the couch, arms crossed. Why do they not tell me things? It's not like it was something bad or embarrassing. I nibble my phantom knuckle. At least, not if we had certain kind of relationship. What if they had a good reason? What if it was complicated? I sigh. Maybe I was jumping to conclusions, but still, now that I know something, I must know the rest. They're not getting away next time. Having decided, my jitters calm and I feel suddenly drained. Slumping onto the couch, rubbing my temples, I think magi are so complicated. Why couldn't I have woken up as a potter? Then the worst I would have to worry about is breaking some pots. Maybe after all this, first I must survive, then I might get some answers, and later I will consider my retirement. I fold the letter into a square and tuck it into a sleeve. You would agree, right? Right. Rest for 50 breaths, then return to the task, yes? 1, 2, 3... 50. Alright, time to go. I dodge through the swirling debris and soon stand before the massive desk, quarreling my thoughts. What needs to be done? Copy the sigil, find the black salt, get something sharp, memorize the mantra. All tasks are done by reduction, subtract, divide, execute. Brevity is magic. Magic is brevity. My heart is racing again at the thought of touching that awful page. I should tear it out and sing it into the abyss before this is done, or else it might haunt me for the rest of my days. Imagine ripping it out and crumbling it into a ball, or maybe shred it into tiny pieces or set it aflame. A quiet mewing drifts down from somewhere above, breaking me out of the grim exercise. I stiffen and take a step back, remembering what ER said about the dangers that might lurk here. My spine tingles. I swallow, look up slowly. From shadows above the giant shelves beside the desk, a melon-sized black shape pokes out. My throat tightens, ready to reach out for something to hit it with. A pair of pointy ears raise up from the shape and I inhale sharply. It's a puffy-looking black cat. Devarna, you nearly scared the waters out of me. It blinks, sniffs the air, then hops down onto the table, making Narian noise. Reaching out a hand, I hunch down toward it. It approaches me warily, sniffing, glancing around, head ducked, occasionally wincing. Come, I will not hurt you. It stops just short of my hand and gives me a flat stare. Ever so delicately, I close the gap and pat it on the head. It immediately purrs deeply and rubs its head onto my hand, eyes shut in pleasure. My heart nearly melts. I stroke it all over, feeling its lush fur and its extravagant fuzz on its hind legs. By the Devarna fuzz pants, excitement vibrates through me, breaking my voice. Fuzz pants bumps her head firmly into me and purrs. I was starting to worry about you. Where have you been all this time? Are you hurt? Do you remember me? I read about you in ER's letter. I scratched her behind the ear. Abbas Diversa makes a grating buzz and Fuzzpants ducks away, ears flattening, visibly agitated. Z turns around and leaps atop the shelf. I let out a silent wow. Z stands and looks back at me, tail swishing. Wait, where are you going? Z raises one paw and jabs it twice in front of her. The gesture is so purposeful that I raise an eyebrow. She flattens her ears, swishing her tails, then jumps down, head bumps me, and leaps up again. What's the matter? Don't you want to be back with your human? ER. They'll be so excited to see you. Fuzz Pants blinks, swishes her tail, then pads off into the gloom. Hey, wait, and they're gone, I say, dejectedly looking up. The beams and joists high above me still seem quite intact. I can't tell at all where the cat had disappeared to. It could probably get to anywhere in the library from there, or even other places in the tower. For a blink, I wish I am a cat. I smile, recalling the softness in my hands. Z's as temperamental as her human, that Fuzz Pants. Too bad. I'd have liked to bring her to ER. Then again, I might get another earful for wasting time on distractions. I can almost hear ER's accusing tone. Peering up again, I click my tongue. You'll be back sooner or later, right? I could use a friend, I sigh, forcing down the pang of loneliness. Enough, I need to forget that spell. I straighten my spine and nod to the journal. You and me, journal. A page turns over by itself, surprised. I make a face. You are a temperamental one too, aren't you? I turn to page 58 with extremely cautious optimism. A quick darting peek at the sigil, no whispers. I resist the urge to lean in and listen. So far, so good. I place upright an overturned pencil holder and pick out a 2B 3 milli thickness and a blank sheet of paper from a stock shelf civil post size fine grain. I haven't noticed these details last time, lost memories trickling in. This is good, I can do this. I am in my element, performance of work, fulfillment of duty. The confidence seems to jog something loose in my heart. Thoughts spring up, inquisitive, intelligent, foreign. I hear them like a stranger, eavesdropping on myself. The whispers were the problem, need to drown them out. Use the breath through constricted nose, make it continuous. It makes sense, I realize I should try that. Taking a breath, letting it fill up my abdomen, then stomach, then chest. I release a thin stream, setting it to rasp against my upper nasal cavity. The rasping is loud enough that I could imagine I'm hearing the tides. The other noises in the library all but disappear. It's working. I open the sigil and begin immediately to copy. And my breath wanes. I hear a faint, wispy lullaby insinuate itself. No, not that. I take a quick breath and scrunch my nostrils more, forcing the rasp louder. It clashes with the whispers. Working, but not for long, my pencil races. My chest starts to burn. The urge to relax my breathing builds. I can't keep this up much longer. The voices hiss louder. My hands start to shake. I'm almost there. Just a little more push. Squeezing the air out, chest on fire, pulse beating loudly in my ears. I finish copying and shut the book, putting the words to sleep at last. I smile despite the throbbing pain and dizziness. Yes, progress. Yes. I cannot wait to see the look on their face. I roll the paper into a baton and slide it into my pocket. Black salt mantra, something for the blood. 3 more steps, I can do this. I knock on the journal. Don't go anywhere, I'll return soon enough. Dodging the occasional piece of debris is becoming second nature now that I've crossed the barrier so many times. Will they approve? Why should I care? Getting the task done is its only reward, surely. Still, it's nice to be praised. Maybe they'll be in a better mood and reveal more of my past to me. That seems as likely as Abyss Devara deciding to give up and sinking back down. You have to keep your hopes up, right? Not this again. I saw myself just short of walking into the couch. Quiet, all of you, I mutter aloud. Where is ER? A soft clink, I turn around. They're not here, my nerves are on edge. Papers rustle nearby. I turn around again, just a book gliding too close. I brush it away. They're really not here. Was it something to do with our last conversation? Was it always about you? Who else would it be about? Maybe it's about them. The way they suddenly turned bloody and broody and left? What happened? It was pleasant enough memory, wasn't it? Catching myself talking with my lonesome again, I get up and pace about. You have to cheer up something else when you're down. Cheer up someone else when you're down, right. I start picking up and glancing at the paper scattered here and there, hushing them, you poor things. More letters, are those verses? Every waking momentary switch off, track progressing, so wherewithal things have remembered. That moment of terrible recognition of the familiar stranger, then a drunken dream one never wakes. A friend's close, but kept my enemy closer until they were inside. Unsigned, but written in the same rigorous hand as the journal. I look all around the table. How many are there? I wanted to, I have whispered inside, and I've almost said it aloud, but whenever I endeavor to, something would interrupt me. A journal entry required editing. A specimen needed dousing. Water sensors had to be refilled. A mantra for the next ritual demanded further articulation. The afternoon tea in mapacho. Curiouser and curiouser, who are these for? I can still do it, you know. My intellect and the knowledge of a lifetime still fill my heart tree. The relics and mantras ready, the homunculus nearing full maturity. Nothing prevents this, no material something. Oh, that's not what I want to do. What can I not? Why can I not? If only you, if only. Sorrow, my brow wrinkles. Like the whispering in the journal, I can't suppress the feeling that someone is playing a joke on me. I need it to make sense. How? It's not the thing, it's you. What? It makes no sense because you are looking for a specific kind of sense. What should I do then? Look for a different kind of sense? But how? The inner voice falls silent, soft clinking behind me. I tense up, turn to look, expectant. It was only a triplet of glass cups swirling. Still no ER. For Lyra's sake, where are they? What would they say about these letters? Something cryptic, most likely. Or something funny, their letters often were. I need something like that now. I jumped to my feet and scanned the stream of flying objects, looking for sparks of vibrancy in the gloom. I'm just going to save real quick. There, I hastened to a spot along the stream, eyes locked on an ambrosia. Paper ball above, nearly tripping over a chair. It's too high. The chair, I upright it and step atop. Come on, you, I command my quarry. By the Davarna, it seems to obey, dropping and spinning towards me. Snatching it, I plopped down on the chair and eagerly spread it to read. I know what you're trying to do, and I dearly wish these gestures of yours could erase the words like arithmetics, affection measured against pain, but it isn't so simple, I'm sorry. I wonder what I was trying to make up for. What else is there? I might have spent a tease time here resting or talking with ER. Surely I can turn that into the same amount of time gathering clues, right? I peer up, move the chair to a spot with the most activity, and climb up, set on plucking anything that resembles a discarded letter. Here comes a few now. One hand on the chair, back for balance. I reach up with the other and snatch one in. Do you remember that day? You made me promise that I'd ring the bell if I saw you sinking. You looked into my eyes in a way that you've never before, nor again. Looked for so long, so hard that it scared me, and so I promised, even though I don't make promises. Well, I'm telling you now, something's happening to you, to us. Won't you come talk to me? That's a bit worrying. What was I getting into? Back to fishing. Another flock comes. Catch one. Sorry for letting you know like this, but I didn't feel like talking. I went out and will not be back until tomorrow. I won't leave you to deal with the Duke by yourself, but I need some distance and time to clear my heart. Were they often so broody, or did I just do a lot of things to foul their mood? Interesting, but I have a hunch it's not the whole story. Sigh, one more. I can't sleep again. This worry, it won't leave me be. We've been digging for so long that we forgot why we were doing it. Worst yet, we can't see anything else besides the things we could have done, places we could have been. Yet you keep digging. With eyes heavy, I study the letters. What are you telling me? Fingering frayed edges, spinning them between fingers, I see fragments of a map, shredded, dispersed. If only I had time to piece them together. No, not if you have something to say about it. Exhausted, I drag myself to the couch and slump onto it, hugging the letters. Didn't realize how hard this was without ER being around, without anyone. Don't I want to live? Shouldn't that be enough? But I'm so tired. Time to rest. I close my eyes and lie on the couch. Light dims. Sound dulls. Walk. Walls press in. Just for a little while, just to freshen up. Maybe ER will be here when I wake up. A window latch breaks and rain comes splattering upon me. Warm rain. Sticky warm rain. Oh no, I sit up annoyed. This would be a mess to clean. I'm drenched already. How long was I asleep? Wiping my face with blood-covered hands, I survey the room. Blood everywhere, sweet, dark pink rippling, a right mess. ER forgot to close the windows again. ER, I shout, distant rumbles. Where are they? I'll be sunk if I'm cleaning this by myself. ER! I march through the halls, up the winding stairs, throwing open doors to dark, empty rooms. Nothing. Where are they? ER! Where are they? Where are they? I realize that I'm worried now. Where are they? A trail behind me. I raise hands to face metallic, greasy. Whose blood is this? Am I hurt? Can't find any wounds on me. No pain, nothing. I pinch a bit of skin from my forearm. No pain, nothing. I feel nothing. No, 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 no. ER, where are you? ER. Bolting down the hall, I shout. ER. I wake up to my own shouting. Hoarseness burns in my throat. A dream? I bolt upright, sparks swimming in my eyes, hairs on the back of my neck tingling. Someone's watching me. Candles, flames jitter on the table beside me. Shadows dance. Could I be imagining it? No, I don't know how I know, but I do. Should I look? What kind of question is that? On the count of 3, then? No, now. I carefully turn my head and look into the gloom. Has it always been this dark in the library? Streams of debris undulate lazily through the air, occasionally shuddering in sync with a beast of Urza's droning. A pocket of deeper darkness in front of me draws my attention. A pair of golden jewels glint at me while being oddly stationary against the ever-moving debris. I squint. They're not glinting. They're blinking. And then they start to grow apart, bigger and brighter. I deepen my breaths to stay calm. It benefit me none to panic already. I don't even know what that thing is. Oh great, it's this thing again. A jagged, hunching silhouette detached from the murk, its movements sluggish and unsteady. I remember it slithering out from a darkened doorway and clawing at me. Sliding my feet down onto the floor, I begin backing away, keeping my eyes on the Lucasi. It doesn't react and simply continues creeping in my direction. Its large, pointy ears turn to me, revealing slightly pinkish interiors. One of its hands or paws is cupped over its ear and its face is wrinkled up. Come closer and I'll give you something else to be angry about. As I'm considering my options, my heel kicks something. Reaching back, my hand finds a massive bookshelf on one side of the unyielding stones. On the other, a corner. I grope for something to defend myself with, but get a hold of nothing but books, soft covers at that. Terrific. I guess it'll be an exchange of words then. As the Lucasi moves into the candle's glow, I can at least make out more detail of it than just a black outline. It's much smaller than I remembered and not nearly as grotesque. Its black fur is rather lush and endowed with a silken sheen. The creature lets out an exaggerated yawns and shudders, revealing a set of vicious teeth, and stretches its arms overhead until its entire body is cartoonishly arched. A pair of large earrings glint dully. It wears jewelry. I'm scoping an escape route when a beast of Ursa lets off a rumble and the creature throws its hands over its ears and makes an annoyed meow. I blink. A funny sensation crawls over my scalp. I squint at the creature. Thick, blank fur around the legs, pointy ears, golden eyes, everything fits. Could it be? Seeing the look on my face, fuzz. No, I won't use that name until I can be sure. The creature tilts its head toward the arched doorway, a huge tail swishing. An electrical sensation shoots through me at the possibility of it. Go with it? Lura Santi, should I? My feet almost step forward on their own, but AR's warning resounds in my head and I pull back. Who are you, I ask. The creature stops and gestures at me to follow again, tail swishing impatiently, then turns away once more. Pressure squeezes my heart. It's leaving, a piece of my past or an irresistible lure. What shall I do? How do I know I can trust you? I say with more authority, but a note of desperation too. The creature stops and glowers at me with lowered ears. If you know me or ER, then prove it to me and I'll go with you. I set up with my heart not to move from this spot until the creature answers. The creature lowers its head and advances towards me. Its body seems to grow in volume with each step, eyes unnervingly wide, pupils narrow as daggers. I swallow and tense up. Heart, don't fail me now. Remember something. A spell, a martial technique, a dirty trick, something. But all I hear are the pounding of my chest. Useless. Where are you when I need you? My breath is becoming jagged. The creature winces and cups its ear with a paw as a buzz from a beast of Ursa swells. Maybe, if I run behind a beast of Ursa and use it as a shield, I shiver at the thought of being near that thing, but I'll have a chance at least. I plant my feet and steel my nerves. I'm getting close, not yet, I say to myself. A beast of Ursa lets out a blaring roar just as the creature reaches for my arm. It shrieks and twitches wildly. A claw grazes my shoulder and I flinch. Now's my chance. I yank my arm back. My elbow slams right into the wall behind me, sending a wave of numbness through my arm. My other hand rises to guard my face. The Lucasi recovers, hisses, and grabs my wrist. I feel the click of my joint before withering pain makes my arm go limp completely. I kick out my knee, hitting nothing but thick fur. I swing free arm at the creature's head. Book in hand, it dodges effortlessly. I reel back for another strike, but lose my balance and tumble back into the bookshelf. Before I can swing the book again, the Lucasi catches my free wrist and pins it to the wall. The book is knocked loose and thuds onto my head. A barrage of soreness and pain assaults me from every side. I grunt and push back with every fiber I have, but gain no ground. The creature locks my wrist still and glares at me with fury in its eyes. I grimace as it peels back its lips, exposing its fangs, and begins to make a rhythmic, raspy sound. torrid, salty breaths hit my nostrils. Feeling a stinging in my eyes, I squeeze them shut and grit my teeth. You can beat me, but I will not be shamed. After a few breaths, no killing blow comes, and I realize it's only holding me still, mouthing the same rhythmic words with more venom in its voice. A curse? By the depth, I might be better off dead. Closing my eyes, I shout into the depth of my being for Lura's sake, do something, ER. There's no answer, there's only the rasping and a beast Devara's buzzing. A cold spreads over my scalp. They're not coming, no one's coming, it's just me and the Lucasi. A tingling squirms its way around the torrents of sensations. A tingling filled with energy swimming up my spine. It's a voice, my voice. Yeah. I hear my own voice laughing. Some great magus you are, always waiting to be rescued. Little wonder you're going to perish. Good riddance. At least I won't have to endure more of this. No, sink you. Go away, go away, go away. Words burn my throat as they erupt out of me. My head goes blank. I blink and it's light as day. I crane my head to see a bright blue sky. ER shouting my name. Something moves in the corner of my eye. I turn to see an ox the size of a small house barreling towards me. A herder flails on its back, soiling himself by the look on his face. Hooves smash cobbles like thunder. Flecks of mud fly slowly everything. Slowly. ER's mid-stride, robe billowing, mouth wide. Electric prickles dance on my scalp as my lips begin to move. Prickling turns into liquid energy condensing into my head. Behind my eyes, I say the words and raise a finger by a hair. The ox lets out a syncopated grunt as it, along with the helpless driver, fall upward like a dandelion in the wind, gliding over me harmlessly. The words, what were they again? Oh yes. My lips move, forming the simple syllables. There's a dizzying rush of power. I open my eyes to see the Lucasi sailing through space, crashing into the breeze as it does. A sickening sensation grips my stomach as I realize it's headed straight for a beast of Ursa. No, I didn't want to. In an inhuman feat of agility, the creature excuse me, kicks a stone, mid-flight, propelling it aside. The stone shoots off towards a group of shelf in a corner of the library, sending them tumbling and crashing, making a thunderous ruckus. Headlight like a cloud, my eyelids flutter and lose focus. Tingling energy rushes through my scalp, down my body, and out of the soles of my feet. I find myself swaying and support myself on the shelf, taking big gulps of air, sparks dancing in my eyes. Once the sparks fade, the Lucasi is gone. I sighed the longest sigh and closed my eyes, tilting my head back. That was close. 2 beats continued. Okay. That was the end of Act 1. That was pretty good. I liked that. I liked that a lot. What happens if I click? Is it gonna... Okay, it'll just bring me back to... Bring me back to here. But anyway, that was really good. That was longer than I expected. It was good. I'll play the credits just to... Oh, there's the credits right there. But yeah, someone sent me a Steam key to this game directly to my email, so I was like, hell yeah, I gotta play it, obviously. That was really good. That was creepy, that was weird, disturbing, painted a good picture. It was like reading a book, but with visuals, and you got to choose some stuff, so that was nice. I liked that. I'll leave a link to the game in the description if you guys want to play. Act 1 is out now, and Act 2 is coming. So, I highly recommend it. There were some other things you could have done that I didn't do. So, yeah, that was really good. I hope you guys are having a good day. Until next time, I'm the 8-bit Blackstock. This has been the remainder, Act 1, Part 2. If you guys liked it, hit the like button, share, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces!